$4.75 million. That is right. Christopher Bailey and his team have settled for $4.75 million in the case versus the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. I'm going to get to the point of this video just right away because, yes, his case is over, but no, my investigations are not, because I am continuing to record these Los Angeles sheriff. Going through court documents, I went over, there's just so many, but there is a point where each individual deputy, Luis Cano, Kevin Walker, Shawn Groves, Jackson Hill, Matthew Sino, and Joshua Parga, have been asked questions regarding the documents reflecting their training related to the use of force, text message or other communications, any social media postings, any documents that support contention that the force against the plaintiff of this action is reasonable, so on and so forth. Each individual deputy had a documented answer to this. Now, all of them basically claimed that they did a diligent search and I found no such documents in my possession or custody or control. Yeah. But my whole thing is that on Shawn Groves' document, it says former. All the other deputies say they are currently employed, except for Shawn Groves. Now, that was odd, and I was like, well, I haven't really seen him, but I also haven't seen Jackson Hill. But regardless, according to these documents, everyone but Groves is still employed. So that got me thinking. As I went on to look through documents, I came across Lieutenant Tillo. She's the one I spoke to the day of the incident. Like, I called in to the media relations, and she was assigned to the case right away, the use of force case. So her answers were a little more elaborate, and I found this little gem. So I just want to bring your attention to this section. She was kind of asked the same things, and one of her responses was, during the period of 5 years prior to the May 4th incident with Mr. Bailey, documents reflecting the use of force training provided to the deputy defendants in the 5 years prior to the May 4th incident, except that no documents were currently located for the defendant Groves, because law enforcement training records are linked to each deputy's accounts with California's Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Training Post. Deputy Groves no longer works for the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, and as a result, the department no longer has access to his post account. Huh. Interesting, right? Like, basically, if you got some shady past, don't trip. Just retire or no longer be employed, because apparently they have no way of seeing anything prior once you're not employed. Like, how convenient is that, by the way? Like, all the other deputies they claimed, did not have any past relative information for the past 5 years prior to May 4th, except for Groves, since he's not employed. So it occurred to me that somebody like Groves couldn't just not be a cop, right? Or a deputy. And it took me a while, but recently I found something very interesting. Ta-da! Brentwood Police. Let's welcome Shawn Groves as the newest Brentwood police officer to our force. March 14th, 2022. Interesting. Isn't that a shame that could do what they did to Christopher Bailey? Pop out, because God knows what his history is, because apparently he's all good now that he's no longer employed. I mean, to have that kind of protection just to go into another department, like, I'm sure Brentwood, the Brentwood community has no idea this man is a monster. That's not mud, my friends. This is the gate, against SoFi that night. And now he gets to be a Brentwood police officer. Good luck, Brentwood. Yeah. How can they be so safe going from one department to the next to the next? Why isn't there anything preventing them from hiding their past by no longer being employed by a department in which he has a case against him, just to go over to another department. And I assume if and when he encounters a new case against him in the Brentwood Police Department, I can imagine that this whole incident will be behind him and not available for them to hand over as evidence. This is his little best kept secret, right? I'm LaurasharkCW.
Because the only videos I follow is Laura Shark is always out here now. Tell Laura Shark we said hi.